Hello YouTube, Smiling Skeptic here with an update on the Lars Vilks story, the video that I did a couple of days ago. There have been a few things that have happened since then with Lars. He has had his website hacked by people who wish to do him harm, and also his house has been firebombed. His house was vandalized with windows smashed in, and there was gasoline spread around inside apparently, which was lit on fire. And luckily Lars was not home at the time. He was away. One would have to think that it's related to the incidents that's going on here. I know that the police are being cautious and actually tying that too, but you would have to think that it's somewhat related. The coincidence is just a little too far out there, really. There has been an interesting response to the video that I put up. Probably the most interesting is that it is by far the most viewed video that I have right now, by a factor of about 10 times. The comments section of my video has required very little policing, actually. The conversation, while very heated, has been at least somewhat respectable. There have been a few posts that I've had to remove, but not many, luckily. So for that, I'd like to congratulate the viewers who carried on a good conversation there, a dialogue, because that's the reason why I posted the video, was to create a dialogue, get a conversation going on this and on other aspects of Islam. Some of the comments, one of the latest ones was that Islam or Muslims should be wiped from the face of the earth. I do not maintain that view, and I disagree with that. I would rather see the religion fade into obscurity like the Norse and the Greek pantheons have, where people just stop believing in the religion as they become educated and enlightened. Eventually I'd like to see it at the point where we're making movies about it, and maybe Muhammad is calling for the release of the Kraken or something. Who knows? Who knows? Somebody asked what the purpose of the cartoon was, and the cartoon really is really an inappropriate name for it, because it was originally done about 3 years ago as a piece of art by Vilks. And art, of course, there are different reasons why people create art. Some people create art to hang in a gallery and look at it and have people ooh and ah over it. Some people create art to sell and just make money off of it. For some people, it's just a monetary thing. Other people create art just to be popular. They like to create art that people like looking at. And other artists like to create art as statements. They like to create some controversy. They like to be provocative with their art. They like to get people to think about what the art is about. They like to stimulate discussion or dialogue on concepts involved in the art. And that's what this was done for. People started referring to it as a cartoon when it was printed in the newspaper. But really the name cartoon doesn't really give it justice, and really kind of tries to pigeonhole the amount of dialogue that one can have, because while a cartoon is unimportant, you don't really have a lot of dialogue about a cartoon, whereas you can about art. So one fellow actually raised a pretty good point, and I thought it was a little bit humorous, that it was an insult to dogs. Where is PETA when you really need them? But I thought that was a little funny. Of course, there were more questions of Islam being the religion of peace, especially given some of the responses that were received in comments, and also in light of the events that have happened over the last day or two with Lars Vilks. I mean, he was out of town apparently getting his glasses fixed when the house was firebombed. His glasses were broken when the student headbutted him, apparently. Yeah, I mean, so another person raised the point a little farther down on the list that Jesus, the same artist, depicted Jesus in a painting, not just a line drawing, but a painting, something he put a little more effort into, depicted Jesus as a pedophile, but you don't hear any cries of off with his head from the Christians. That's also a very good point. But the one thing that I do seem to notice overall is that there seems to be a disconnect from a lot of the, I would say, predominantly Muslim commenters, not all of them, but a lot of them, that this response of violence and violent words as well, and just general hatred and vileness, viciousness, is, and especially to something like this, that kind of reaction to something like this is the least likely way of getting the desired result. And instead it results in the thing just kind of blowing up into something larger than it really should be. It kind of gets out of control, and it's the most likely way to get the result that they don't desire, and that is the spreading of the idea. There just doesn't seem to be an understanding there of that, and that puzzles me. I'm trying to understand it, and that's the reason why I posted the video, was to create some discussion on it, was so that maybe I could understand it. One fella offered to draw a picture of my mother and put it online, saying that I might feel insulted about that. Well, I offered to do it for him. I mean, he closed off his post saying it is just a drawing after all, and well, I agree with that. Yes, it is just a drawing. So I'll gladly do it for him if he wants. It's just a picture. So anyway, yeah, it has been a very interesting experience, a very interesting experiment, I guess you could call it. And I look forward to any further conversations on that video and what this one may generate. It's been very educational, very enlightening, and I hope that continues. I'm Smiling Skeptic. Be excellent to each other, and peace.